natural immunity, yung pinag-uusapan dito. So the model that we will be working on is you imagine this to have a susceptible compartment. Tapos from this susceptible, as long as merong a few who are infected, so there will be a compartment among infected based on some probability of transmission, which we call beta. Okay? So after, like, assuming na lang natin, this is a virus, and then meron siyang over a period of time where natural immunity will strike. So after recovery, so magiging susceptible siya ulit, represented by this arrow. So yung dashed line represents lang naman yung ano, how the interaction between the susceptible and the infected. So our hindi siya totally isolated. Ayan. So meaning to say, upon recovery, so hindi siya isolated. Babalik siya usually among susceptible. So open naman siya for being infected. So these are assumptions. So I think these similar assumptions which we have assumed last time. So first we assume na compartment and fix ang population. So meaning if n is equal to the total population, so this is just the sum of all of the susceptibles plus the infected. So the values of S and I would just play around within N. So unless kung ang N mo will have a natural growth rate and N has a natural death rate. So just like I think pareho lang sa gagawin natin to mamaya. So may dadagdag lang tayo ng mga additional na expressions or terms. And similarly, ganun pa rin, we assume that our population is heterogeneous, or we call this well mixed. Just like chemical reactions, you imagine these molecules are just interacting with one another. So parang ganun din ang the idea of this is infection dito. Walang compartmentalization, walang mga lockdowns, pero totally they are just well mixed. That's the term. And then of course, ang idadagdag natin is that um, unlike sa model natin last time, ito with recovery. So meron tayong probability na idadagdag, but again, wala siyang immunity. Unlike, di ba, may mga diseases na there will be temporary immunity na ibibigay, then you will become susceptible again. Pero in this case, meaning itong klaseng sakit na to, after being recovered, you again become susceptible to this disease, meaning there's always a chance again to be reinfected. So walang temporary immunity na mangyayari. Okay, so let us consider our expression gamma to be our probability of recovery. Or sometimes we simply yun. Meaning to say, ang assumption dito is wala tayong death na mangyayari. So may recovery pa rin na kasi wala tayong expression muna for death and birth or may death due to the disease. Ang assumption is that they will recover over a period of time. Meaning, for example, I think COVID-19 last time, yung approximate number of days is 14 days. Pero for some diseases, like I think ang recent na experience ng mga pamangkin ko, they have hand-mouth foot disease, and the recovery, I think it took 7 days. Mabilis din eh, yung mga of days yung recovery rate na gagawin na. For example, if it would take 14 days, so the probability of recovery is 1/14. So, lalagay na lang ako ng example. Say, for example, COVID, ang approximate number of days is 14 days recovery. So, therefore, ang probability ng COVID is approximately 1/40. So, there's a math involved dyan. It's a Taylor series approximation ang ginagawa. Iti-taper off niya lang yung sobrang maliliit na, so matitira is just yung first term. So that's the number of days. So later, explain ko yan, and not now, maybe the next meeting that we will going to have. So again, ang gagawin natin, magbibilang tayo ng number of infections. So in this case, we want to compute the number of infections at time t plus some future time. Let's call the future time plus delta t. So again, we are counting the number of infections in future time. So obviously, para magbibilang tayo, ilan ang infections now? So let's call this I of t. Tapos idadagdag natin yung infections na mangyayari between the interaction of your susceptible and your infected. Siyempre, mag-interact yan. And the effectivity will come from your beta. So, ang beta mo again, note ko lang dito, sorry. Note ko dito that your beta is your probability of transmission. So, pero at this time, we're talking about a short period of time, delta t. So magmumultiply ako ng delta t dito. So kung nagmultiply na ako ng delta t dyan, so meaning to say infection plus additional infections na mangyayari. So that's the how we count it. Pero take note, meron kang recovery over a period of time. So ibabawas natin yan. Minus those who have recovered na mga infected over a period of time. So let's multiply it with delta t. So in other words, if we will rewrite this expression, so magiging I of t plus delta t minus I of t, divide both sides by delta t. On the left, magiging delta t dyan. And on the right, you are left with beta S of t, I of t minus gamma I of t. Then again, ang ginawa natin last time, what if we apply the limit as delta t approaches 0? Meaning, let's make the time smaller, smaller, and smaller. Meaning, yung time after the present time, what if gawin natin instantaneous? Yan, that's the actual term. So, ganun din dito, let's apply the limit as delta t approaches 0 minus, di ba ang limit is distributed? So, distribute nyo lang ang limit. So, delta t approaches 0. Obviously, on the left-hand side, it's a limit expression. Parang ang napapansin mo is just, rise over run. So, anong expression on the left? Ito, Joshua, ano tong expression na yan? If you apply that a limit on that. Ito, yung expression na to on the left. Ano yung limit na yan? Ayan, tama. So this becomes derivative of I with respect to t on the left. And on the right, kasi wala ka namang, wala kang delta t dyan. So the limit is as is. So walang mangyayari. So this will just, beta s of t. Hindi ko na isusulat ang t times I of t minus gamma I of t. So in other words, this is the differential expression that is governing your number of infections as it interacts with your susceptibles. So since compartment n is equal to s plus I. Now, if you apply your derivative with respect to time dito, if we assume n to be a constant number, meaning hindi mag-grow ang population, hindi magdi-decrease ang population, obviously on the left-hand side, that derivative is zero. But on the right, since this is a function of time, so you retain derivative of s with respect to t plus derivative of I with respect to t. Take note, meaning the sum of the derivatives must be zero. Tignan mo ang na-formulate natin. If you take the sum of these two equations, so the sum becomes zero. So in other words, it satisfies this formulation. So this is how we look at it. Yung ano natin, yung interaction between your susceptible and your infected, pero may recovery na nangyayari. Okay? So far, Joshua, do you have any questions or clarifications? All right, sige, let's continue. So take note ng una natin. Di ba we let n to be equal to this. So let us consider the following. Since if we rewrite this to be s to be equal to n minus I, tama ba tayo? Yan. So transpose mo lang I sa kabila. So that's equal to s. So ang assumption natin is that, again, n is constant. And then let us define, magde-define tayo ha, define what we call, tatawagin natin dito R sub 0. Narinig mo na ba tong R sub 0 when you're talking about disease epidemics? Nakita mo na ba to, Joshua, yung ganitong expression, R sub 0 or R naught? Yan. Technically, ang tawag dito, this is called the basic reproduction number. Okay. Later, magbibigay tayo ng meaning dito. For now, ito lang sasabihin ko kasi we will be showing this mathematically. Ang basic reproduction number is some sort of an average number of infections, or in other words, secondary infections from an infected. In other words, kung halimbawa, nagkasakit ako at may nahawaan ako surrounding me. So if I'll count them, ang mga kung ilan yung nahawaan ko, together with the others, halimbawa, ako, nahawaan ako. Tapos may kasama ako, nahawaan, nahawaan. Then together, around kami, may hinawaan kami. So, bibilangin namin kung ilan ang nahawaan ko, ilan nahawaan ni person A, ilan nahawaan ni person B, and we will get the average. So, ito yon. Then, let me see if I could open. Okay na. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Kala ko kung totally nawala. All right. Anyway. So, so later ipoprove natin to mathematically. Papakita natin indeed that this is the case. But we need to define muna what is R naught. So R naught, so isusulat ko to in blue. R naught is defined as follows, as beta over gamma times F. So yan, define ko lang muna siya and I'll explain later bakit lumabas to. So explain ko yan mathematically mamaya. But or we can rewrite this down later, i-rewrite natin to. Kung gusto lang natin to express our equation in terms of beta, so obviously, ang magiging itsura ng beta na to is gamma times R naught over N. Okay, so isulat lang natin ganon. Kasi what we will do is this. So let's go back to this expression. Balik tayo dyan. And then let us write in terms of beta. So let me write this down. So now, we write this as derivative of I with respect to t to be equal to beta times si minus ano to? Minus gamma I. So ito lang muna isusulat natin. Now, let us write what is beta. So this becomes gamma, asa na ba ako? R naught over n. So gagawin natin is we will be rewriting everything later in terms of each of the expressions. But parang parang may may kulang ako, I think, pa sa the way I do the expression. Hindi pa pala. And then let us substitute ito. Let S be equal to this. So instead of S, magiging N minus I times I minus gamma I. So ito lang muna ang magiging expression natin. Okay? Alright. So, saan ba? Ang gamma? O gamma, oo. Itong ginagamit ko na expression gamma. Parang ganyan, ganon. Parang gumanon. Pag ganon. Okay, okay. Pero usually, yun yung pagkakasulat. Di ba merong, ang usually na gamma, ano ba yung ano? I know so far, ito lambda. Saan ba yung, ito lambda. Sometimes ano ako na-confuse. I think gamma pala yan, sorry. This is gamma na capital letter. Pero small letter ito. Sa gamma function. Yeah, tama, tama. So yung generalized gamma function. Nasaan na ba tayo? Ayun. Let us try to gawin natin. Let's simplify this expression. Gawin natin this way. Ito, I think ito yung pinamaganda. We want, may common factor tayo na pwedeng gawin. Let us take out gamma and I. Kasi meron kang gamma and I dyan. Take it out. Remove natin. Sorry. Saan ba yun? Wait. Ayan. Okay, saan na tayo? Ayan. Let me remove this. So, gawin natin is we want to take out gamma and I. And then, ang matitira sa loob are as follows. R naught times n minus I over n minus obviously 1. Okay? So, yan ang itsura. Now, let's simplify further. Simplify natin. We know this is just gamma I times R naught times 1 minus I over n. Okay, minus 1. Alright. 1 yan Sorry. I-rewrite ko lang siya para ma-differentiate lang to sa I. Baka na mapagkamalang I. So this is 1. This is 1. That. Okay. Now next. So gawin natin. Let us try to distribute R naught. So magiging R naught minus R naught I over n minus 1. So, yan. So, then, let us try to rewrite this again. Medyo may mga, algebraic manipulation. Let's call this R naught minus 1 minus R naught I over n. Ayan. Itong goal. Let us try to remove the, take out or I think that's the word, take out. Remove lang natin siya. So this becomes gamma I times R naught minus 1. So sa loob, magiging 1 na yan. Tapos minus R naught I over n. Since wala tong R naught minus 1, so lagyan natin R naught minus 1. So ganun ang mangyayari. But take note, I want you, tingnan mo, may manipulation lang tayong gagawin dito. So R naught minus 1, kokopyahin ko lang siya. And this now becomes 1 minus simplify yung I over n mo at parang i-transpose mo pabaliktad kasi gusto mo siyang ilagay sa denominator. So this becomes n over magiging expression mo it's sorry, parang may mali ako pala. Sorry. Gusto ko lang pala hindi not n, I pala sa numerator. Numerator mo I over meron kang R naught na expression, gawin mo siyang sa denominator, magiging n times 1 minus 1 over R naught. I hope you could see this. Kung simplify mo, it's just equal to what is above. Makikita mo bang ang kapareho ng dalawa na to? Na equal lang yung dalawa na yan. Ito, ito, equal lang yung dalawa. Ayan. So, ayan. So, okay na? Nakakuha? Equal lang. Alright. So, let me rewrite this again. So, therefore, sorry. Gawin kong black pala. Okay. So, you will have the following expression. Sabi ko black. Ayan. So you will have the following expression. The derivative of I with respect to t is equal to I gamma times I R naught as 1. Then you will have a 1 minus I over n times 1 minus 1 over R naught. Ayan. Okay. Itong first question ko sa iyo, Joshua. Anong napapansin mo sa expression na yan? Kung isusulat ko ulit siya para at least you could see this nicely. Let me erase this expression. Gawin ko siyang gamma times R naught minus 1 times I. Ayan. Then times mo na lang ito. Ay, la. Mali, mali, mali. Ayan. Gawin natin, ito na lang. Ayan. May napapansin ka na parang looks familiar. Kung isulat natin to, para at least kita mo siya. If gawin mo tong parang this is your, say, R, gawin mo tong this is your K. So, ang itsura niyan, oops, wait. Wait, saan na yan? Let me simplify this further. Recall ko lang recall. Kung isusulat ko this way, I hope you recognize this. Di with respect to t is equal to Ri times 1 minus I over K. Familiar ba yung itsura na yan? If I'll write it this way. So what kind of equation ang tawag dito? Ang nasa red. Sorry, nagkakape ako ngayon. Ano yan? Ito lang yung red. Ang red na yan. Sige. Kasi ginawa lang natin, group together kong R. So sulat ko dito Ang R natin ay ito, gamma times R naught minus 1. That's correct. Yan. Tama. This is the ay bali, may may kulang. Wala pala akong. Ang K natin is just N times 1 over 1 over R naught. You are correct to say that this is a logistic equation. In other words, parang naalala mo yung itsura ng logistic ko, i-graph ko siya. It look like this, parang ahas na mayroon kang carrying capacity na K. So, asymptotic lang siya. So, in other words, this is your carrying capacity. Tapos, ito yung growth rate. Yan. Very good. Okay. But I want you to notice ang expression na to. Tingnan mo, what will happen? I want you to look at the expression that first na mapapansin mo. Dito ko na isusulat sa baba. If R not is less than 1, tingnan mo, galing dito yan. Anong mangyayari dyan? If R not is less than 1. Correct? So ano mangyayari sa number of infections? So what will happen to the infections? Di ba this is differential equation. So therefore, rate siya of growth. So, mm, that's correct. So therefore, magiging sorry, hindi ko na-gets, Josh. Sige, sige. That's correct. So meaning your number of cases will go down. So the disease number of infections decreases, decreases until it disappear. Yan, mawawala siya. So meaning kung ang R naught mo maliit sa 1, meaning in other words, di ba average number of infection eh. So at least less than sa isa yung number of infection mo, bababa ang number of decreases. And obviously, baliktad, what if R naught is greater than 1? So ito naman ay magiging positive yan. So meaning positive rates as it grows, thus the disease, so magiging epidemic na siya, becomes an epidemic. Ayun. I hope na dyan nakuha mo because of the mathematical expressions na meron tayo. And I want you to look at the carrying capacity then. Look at K. Let K be equal to N times 1 minus I R naught. Anong napapansin mo as R naught becomes bigger? Meaning to say, as the number of average infections by a single infected becomes bigger. Say, for example, ako, nagkasakit ako. Tapos ang sakit ko, I am only infecting 2 at a time. Dalawa lang ang nai-infect ko. Compared to another disease, say actually isang example ng disease, say chickenpox, I can infect 14 people at a time. So what can you say about K as a carrying capacity? No, for example, each disease may sarili siyang R naught. I think COVID-19, yeah, some sort of. So for example, COVID-19 can infect 3 people at a time. Pero ang chickenpox can infect 14 people at a time. Kung narinig mo na yung Nipah virus, yung nasa, I think it's last time medyo between the borders of India and China ngayon eh. I think yung infectious rate niya, it's around 20 kung tama ako. So mas infectious yun. So I want you to try to compare it here sa sa equation. So as R naught, as one disease to another, lumalaki yung kanilang average number of infectiousness. Anong nangyayari sa carrying capacity? Nakita mo, Josh? Tingnan mo, 1 over R naught. So ang denominator mo lumalaki. 1 lumiliit. Lumiliit yung 1 over R naught. Mm-mm. So in other words, as R naught or as a disease becomes more infectious, the bigger the susceptibles would be covered. Kasi kung makikita mo sa expression, 1 minus 1 over R na is some sort of a probability na kung saan makukuha mo yung number of or the proportions of being infected within the population. So the more susceptible that you will going to have. Okay, medyo nakuha mo sa ganitong model. Okay, so let me write this down that this uh, um, expression is just the proportion of your infected population. In short, in other words, this becomes more of the susceptible. So the bigger, the higher your R naught is, the more susceptible population it can reach. All right. So balik tayo on, di ba kanina, binigay ko lang tong expression. Meaning sinulat ko lang siya that R naught is equal to the transmission rate divided by the recovery rate times N. Parang question, saan ba to galing? So, anong ibig sabihin yan? So, we will be establishing that now. So, to establish that, gawin natin, let me write the expression here. So, let me write it here. How do we interpret RNA? Okay. Kasi we're dealing with average number of infections by a single infected. Yan ang gusto nating establish na term. Remember, I used the word average, yung term na ginamit ko. Balik tayo sa probability theory. If I will talk about average, ano yon ang mathematical definition nun? Naalala mo pa? Balik tayo sa probability natin. Di ba nag-aral tayo ng probability? Then I always say average, the word average. Anong pumapasok sa mind mo in terms of its mathematical definition? Mean. So paano mo kinukuha ang mean mathematically? Mathematical ha, hindi yung sum it up divided by kung ilan sila. Pero I'm talking about in terms of the probability theory na concept ng isang average, ng isang mean. 'Di ba naka-pair yan palagi? May mean ka at may standard deviation. So paano kinukuha 'yun? I think may several distributions tayong ginawa eh. So paano natin kinukuha 'yun? Yung mean or average. Oh, pero that's the approximate statistic. Pero kung babalikan mo yung definition ng isang average, naalala mo pa ba? Anong ginagamit nating word na to get an average? Ano yung naalala mo doon? Oh, for example, lagay ko lang dito x. Let x be a random variable. Recall lang na natin to para at least maalala mo. Naalala mo to? Ano to? Ayon, expectation. So this is an expectation or expected value of your random variable x. In other words, we're talking about average or we're talking about the mean in general. So, naalala mo pa two ways to get an average depending on the distribution. Matagal na yun eh. I think 2 years ago natin pinag-usapan. Yung bago sa variance, ito expectation na. Naalala mo kung discrete yung distribution mo at naalala mo rin kung continuous ang distribution. Paano ba kinukuha ang expected value of x sa discrete? Paano kinukuha ang expected value kung continuous? Uh, okay, okay. Oh, naalala mo pa, paano? Oh, parang formula yun. Yes, yes. Oo nga eh. I think 2 years ago pa to eh. Oh, may X ka. Yes, you're correct. So, you let X, meaning is just what? That's correct. So, X times the probability distribution lang, dx. Ayun, tama. So, in other words, remember, ang X mo dito, X, ito yan, it's just kung anong X na mga specific values, that's a small letter, meaning values ng random variables mo. So, in other words, ito yung gagamitin natin na idea. So, first, you need what is the probability distribution na gagamitin. So, in other words, since we're talking about ano to, nag-estimate tayo ng isang continuous variable. So let us assume that your x to be a continuous variable. So ito yung formula na gagamitin natin. But we also look at anong probability distribution yung would be suitable to explain the phenomena we need. So first, so how will we do it? So first, so gagawin natin, let us define a probability distribution over time. So ito lang yung ano natin. So let us define this as the probability an individual is still infective at time x equals t, initially infected at time equals zero. Parang ini-imagine mo, nagbibilang ka sa particular time t, what's the probability na ang isang individual is still infective, meaning pwede niyang hawaan ang tao. Siyempre kung bagong nagkasakit lang siya, much more, ang probability I can infect you mas malaki compared to 10 days from now. Di ba? Kung after 10 days, am I still infective? Hindi na, most likely, maliit ng probability. So you expect f of x of t is just a value from 0 to 1. So sa ngayon, ito yung gusto nating tignan. What will happen if we want to know what is the probability that an individual is still infective at t plus delta t, meaning at future time. So yung gusto nating tignan. So ganun din ginawa natin kanina. It's equal to the probability, of course, of the person's infectiousness at the present time. But how about sa future time? Would it add to the probability or it would subtract to the probability kung in the future? Again, tatanungin ko Joshua, gusto natin, di ba, the way we define f of x is just the probability an individual is still infected at time t kung initially infected siya at time 0. And then sabi natin, ang assumption natin is that in future time, a person becomes less and less infective. So in future, ang probability ng isang person becomes more infective, a single person lang to becomes more infective, mas lumiliit, lumiliit, lumiliit. So you expect a probability distribution very high from time 0, tapos liliit siya at time in the future. Ayan. So what will happen kung if this would be our probability distribution, f of x at future time is just equal to the probability distribution now. Pero in future time, ano ba? Mag-a-add ka o magsasubtract? Magsasubtract tayo. So therefore, we subtract yung probability natin, f of xt, of course, times the probability of recovery times ang future time. So meaning to say liliit siya in the future kasi may probability of recovery ka. Ang assumption dito, if you can remember isang theory natin sa probability, if the probabilities are independent of each other, ano ginagawa natin sa probability? We simply independent. Ano 'yon? Uh, multiply kasi ang ano bang term kung nag-a-add tayo ng probability na sasabihin ko lang mutually exclusive. So take note ng term kung mutually exclusive, ah, kung mutually exclusive, we add, pero kung independent, we multiply. So take note, yun lang naman. So in other words, if we will, kung napapansin mo, ang expression na right now. Okay. So ito, balikan natin. This is your initial value problem. So initial value problem to you can see now on the screen. So a differential equation with we assume that the probability at time 0 is equal to 1, meaning to say fully infectious, isang individual na to. So the question, what's the solution of this initial value problem? Napapansin mo ba yung anong itsura nito? Like for example, ito, para at least to help you. Ano ang solution ng derivative of say y with respect to say x equals say ky? Naalala mo yan? Anong solution na? Oh, sige. You can compute naman So you can try to compute anong magiging solution. Mm-mm. Kasi pwede natin gawin para mas makita mo to. Let me rewrite this. Instead of that, gawin siyang gamma. Sorry, gawin ko siyang blue pala. Blue. Wait. Saan ka na? Blue. So, gamma f of x yan. Para mas makita. So, anong solution yan? Try natin. Kung di mo man, recall mo. How will you calculate this? Di ba? This becomes 1 over y. Sorry. Gawin natin red. 1 over y dy. And this is k dx. Integrate. So, na-integral niyan. So this becomes lny. Let's assume na positive kasi we're dealing with positive values. And then you will have kx, yeah, plus constant. But remember, ln, gusto mo siya y is equal to something. So this becomes, so magiging y is equal to e raised to kx plus e. But you can rewrite this e raised to kx times e raised to c. So kung meron ka ng initial condition, meaning to say at say x equals say 0, so your y is equal to some say k. So magiging substitute mo lang k is equal to this one. So ang e raised to c mo is just equal to k. Hence, your y of t is equal to k times e raised to kx. Yan. So, that's your solution. So, therefore, tingnan mo. So, this is, naalala mo ang tawag dito? This is your exponential or By the way, X pala yan. Sorry, that's X. In other words, Malthusian model. So exponential model. So apply it here. So the same application we have, if we will apply this expression in this, so therefore this is just e raised to negative gamma of t. So this is our probability density function. Ayan. Or other words, actually tawag dito, this is your exponential distribution. This is your exponential distribution. Yan. Okay? So now, so meaning, ito yung magiging, di ba, gusto natin maghanap tayo ng probability distribution. Ito yung probability distribution na hinahanap natin. So therefore, what we will do is we will define ano yung random variable. So let us now define our random variable. Let me add more one page. I think one page more na lang to. All right, sige. So let us define, sabi natin, the expected value of the number. Kasi itong inassume natin sa RNAT. Tingnan natin kung totoo. RNAT to ba magiging result? Number of secondary infectives produced by a single infection. Gusto natin to estimate. So therefore, gawin natin, since by definition of an expectation, this is just an integral of your random variable. So secondary infective. So meaning probability of transmission times S of T. So yun ang random variable mo. Number of secondary infected. So isang infection times kung ilang susceptible times your probability of transmission. Kung na-remember mo, recall lang natin dito ko susulat. Di ba ang ano natin, probability of S of T times I of T. So ito yung binibilang natin ilang yung na-infect. But assume mo si I is equal to 1 kasi single infective. So therefore, it's just equal to beta of S of T. So yun ang sinulat natin dito. Okay? So let me, erase lang. Baka parang yun, gusto ko siya erase na lang. Alright. Okay, so now, okay. Times your probability distribution. Pero remember, with respect to time, yun yung ano natin, yung probability distribution natin is a random variable with respect to time. And our time is from 0 time, since continuous ang time, up to infinity. Okay, yun ang integral na gagawin natin. All right, so let us now substitute what we have computed earlier. This is the integral from 0 to infinity of your beta of S of T times e raised to negative gamma T dt. All right. So now, ito may assumption tayong gagawin. Assume. Normally naman kasi, hindi naman lahat-lahat ng infecteds mo would be, ng susceptibles mo would always be infectives. Ang assumption natin that all of your susceptibles is assumed to be the whole population, meaning especially if it's a new virus that the human population don't have the said immunity. So lahat-lahat, there's a possibility. Parang gano'n. So that's the reason, di ba? That's the reason na bakit, for example, yung alam mo yung may island across India, di ba may Senegal ba yon? Or nalimutan ko yung pangalan ng island. Sentinel Island. Now, hindi bawal na pumasok doon kasi most likely kung may ikaw mismo, you might be carrying a disease, you might wipe out the whole population. So you are talking about a population that is always susceptible to any of the diseases. So let us assume that this is a new disease at the whole population is susceptible. So let us assume here that S of t is equal to n. So approximately, we write the integral from 0 to infinity of beta times n of e raised to negative lambda dt. Okay, so dito yung ano natin. Ito yung assumption na gagawin. So, can you compute for me? Remember, n is constant na yan, ha? Constant si n. Let's susulat ko dito. Constant. So, wala siyang variable na t. Beta is also constant. So, can you compute for me the integral of this expression? And tell me what's the final answer. Yeah, with dt. Mm. Para at least mabilis makita mo, ilalagay ko sa labas yung mga constants. Yan. Ayan. Compute the integral. Correct? Correct? Correct. So therefore, tama yun, sabi mo. So therefore, itong buong expression na to, matitira na lang dyan, 1 over gamma. So, buong yan. So, in other words, we write this down. Dito ko na lang isusulong. So, this is just equal to beta over gamma times n. But what is that? Tingnan mo, di ba dinefine natin yan kanina? Ano ba yun? Ito, R naught. So this is just your R naught. So in other words, dinefine natin mathematically what is R naught. R naught is just the average or expected value of the number of secondary infectives produced by a single infective. So yun ang somehow some sort of the mathematical definition of what the basic reproduction number is all about. So kaya every time when you hear what R naught is, so isipin mo, ang mathematical definition niya pala is just the average or the expected value of secondary infective. Meaning, again we define about secondary infectives, kung ikaw ang primary, unang na-infect, ang next na mai-infect mo, yun na yung secondary infectives. So, average, kung ilan ang bawat isa will be infecting others. So, that's the average that we're talking about. So, ito na yon. Okay? Is that somehow clear to you, Joshua? But this definition depends on your SIS model. In our succeeding discussions for next week, ang pag-uusapan natin, we can start with, uh, so ito yung future discussion natin. Future discussion. So let's start with SIR model. Tapos ang next naman, SIS model. Tapos lagyan natin ng E dyan. Ang tawag dyan actually, it's an incubation period. What if, say for example, a person is infective, has been infected, pero the disease is incubating with hindi necessarily na makaka-infect ka kaagad. So there is some sort of an incubation period. So yun ang E na yan. Okay? So there will be some latent period pa na hindi ka makakapag-infect. And then finally, let's talk about SEIRS. Then let's do some simulations from all of these models that you will be working on. And then let's go through some papers as examples of these models that is applied mathematically. Although there are some potential applications naman, for now, hindi pa ganun na-establish dito sa Pilipinas na ina-apply siya to actual disease surveillance. So maraming mga math papers kasi that talks about these models. Sayang lang naman, hindi pa siya na-explore that is being applied directly. I know there are some teams right now nito, actually creation of tools, mga tools that you can do some disease surveillance. Say for example, you want to know kailan naman yung epidemics of new disease or kailan naman epidemics of ang usual na disease natin like dengue. 'Di ba may napapansin if you have heard about this that sometimes dengue may cycle na mukhang every 3 years. Ang tanong, is it always true? Can your a model explain it that way? Kasi mga models naman, normally they are wrong in projecting over a long period of time. Normally, shorter lang naman yan eh. So, can you update models to somehow best explain the said scenario? So, yun ang purpose niya. Again, this is for disease surveillance. So, yan ang purpose of building up all of these models. All right? So, ito yung magiging next discussion natin. Let's start with SIR, SIRS, then SEIR. I think yun na lang pinakamalaking model natin na gagawin. Then let's look at specific examples. And then let's do some simulations from that. All right? Yung ano to, Python code? Python bang gagamitin mo? Ng simulation ng una nating model. And then let's do simulations later sa mga succeeding models na to. Isahin ko na lang para isang way to do the simulations. Okay, Joshua? Do you have any questions so far? Okay, for now, I'll end my class with you. So I'll see you next Wednesday ulit, next week. Okay, so ingat Joshua. Papadala ko lang to. Okay, bye.